You mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me.
And I called on the Lord. I said, man, Father, this is real. Will you watch over me? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they don't follow the law, they doing it. You said under Yahanna they ought to love one another, and they doing it.
I know exactly what they want. I know exactly what they want. Just be patient. My name is my name, power and glory. I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean, speak on my name. You go to war with me. We move the same. You think that it's for me? Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the
Shalom. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashem Yahshai to all the sisters, priest and officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. under command in General Yahanna. Right? This is a new segment that we're running with, a new series. This is called The Review. We're going to be reviewing camp tapes. If you got a camp tape you think we should review, hit the email that you see in this video. And post the link in the email, send the email and say review this tape and we'll consider it. Right? I got this idea from General Katham. With that said, this is a tape that we're going to be watching. We're going to review it. As you're watching this video, hit the like button, drop a comment, share it to all your social media. Right? So I got the tape right here that we're going to watch. This is a classic tape. I watched this tape a lot when I was coming up, right, as a young man. I heard this part of this tape in a lot of different camp speakings, right? This is a classic tape, so we're going to watch it. We're going to go into it. Let's play it.
You understand? Please, man. Please. You don't see what we're doing to each other, man. You don't see how we done wiped each other out. You understand? You don't see that? And let me tell you something. You know how we know we're in the truth and you not? Because look how you got to battle us. You can't even...
Right, so I'm going to stop it right there, right? Because just in like the first couple seconds, Commander General Yahanna is spitting. He's spitting some heavy bars for y'all, right? When I asked General Katham about this tape, he told me that during this camp speaking, you had to be very disciplined, right? Just like all I.S.U.P.K. camp speakings, the men in the I.S.U.P.K. are extremely disciplined. We are extreme on discipline and brotherhood, right? The crowd is throwing batteries and other objects at the men in this tape, and they had to be disciplined not to go and snap some necks. You got to think about that. You're trying to wake your people up. You're trying to free them from this captivity that they're in, and the crowd, because they believe in a rock worshiping God, they're throwing batteries at you. Right? In this camp tape, it's in Washington, D.C. Commander General Yahanna is battling Muslim drug dealers. If you understand about the Muslim faith and you just look around your neighborhood, a lot of the drug dealers there are Muslim. Right? So the tape starts out with Commander General Yahanna spitting bars. He's letting these brothers know, like, the truth is not in you because look how you have to battle us. They're throwing things at the men in this tape. And that's how they're battling, because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the scholarship, if you would, to battle the men of the Lord. Right? And even if they did, it wouldn't stand up to anything anyways, because what Commanding General Yahanna and the men in this video are standing on is the truth of the Most High God, right? There's a verse that in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing it, where it says none Salakia, none could be her mate. I'm paraphrasing it, right? But it's like, you know, nothing stands up to the Bible. There's nothing that can stand next to the Bible or hold the water of the Bible, right? So I'm going to keep playing this tape as we go in and watch.
No knowledge to even handle us. 10 minutes and we wipe you out. In 10 minutes we wipe you out, brother, knowledge. And all you got left, once we wipe out your knowledge, all you got left is your anger, man.
Right, and that's heavy in itself because there is no knowledge in being a Muslim. Listen, the knowledge that you get is that if you go to Mecca and kiss a rock, you're going to get herpes or you'll get trampled. That's the knowledge that you get. The knowledge that you get is Muhammad was a pedophile, right? There's no knowledge in being a Muslim. You look at the NOI or the FOI. Farrakhan is kissing a man, right? Farrakhan believes that a white man, a Caucasian man, is God. That's the knowledge you receive in the NOI. And these brothers who are trying to stand up in front of the camp, they are getting wiped out. They're getting destroyed with the knowledge that Commanding General Yahanna is dropping on them. The wise wisdom Commanding General Yahanna is going to drop on them. Right? And they should thank the UPK for showing them brotherhood, for not snapping their necks for throwing batteries at them. And that's not like the UPK that promotes violence. We do not promote any violence, but we will defend ourselves because we are not Christian.
That's all you got left, man. Brother, let me tell you something. You like an empty vessel, man. You like an empty vessel, man. You like an empty vessel, brother. Brother, let me tell you something, man.
That's heavy right there.
You have destroyed yourself and you don't understand why. Why do we do?
Like, the fact that Commander General Yahanna is telling them they're empty vessel. And listen, when you go into them other religions, you try to worship another god, you become empty. You don't have anything to offer your people. And being a Muslim is nothing to offer blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You see brothers get destroyed every time they try to go worship another god.
Why don't we stop sinning against one another? But if I'm smoking, you ain't gonna say it to me, right? Because I ain't Muslim, right? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Because I'm not a Muslim. If I'm not a Muslim, if I smoke crack, it ain't no problem. Because I'm not a Muslim,
Listen, in the I.S.U.P.K, we do not sell drugs. We do not want our brothers selling drugs. We do not want our brothers doing any form of drugs, right? That's what we teach our brothers in the Muslim mosque, and the people who say they're Muslims. A lot of them are dope dealers. Just look at the brothers in your neighborhood who are claiming to be dope dealers, right? They're Muslim, right? Like, okay, I listen to a lot of Philly rap. One of my favorite Philly rappers was A.R.A.B., right? That brother is Muslim and he sells dope. He raps about selling dope. He raps about people's that they've unalived and all the crime that they've committed, but they're Muslim. They pray 5 times a day and then go sell you dope after they pray, right? And that's how you know being Muslim is not good for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? This is a heavy tape. Listen, y'all gotta go watch it. It's called Commanding General Yahanna Battles DC Drug Dealers or Muslim Drug Dealers, right? I'm gonna post a link in this video so you could go watch the original tape right after.
crack, it ain't no problem. So you believe that Muslims can sell crack, then you believe they can sell crack. And brother, you destroying black people.
Right. He's destroying black people because he believes Muslims can sell dope. Like, if you're not a Muslim, they'll sell you some dope. And that is true to form. If you don't believe in what they believe, they'll sell you some dope, right? That's like something brothers will say in the world, right? I sell this drugs, but I don't sell it to black people, which is cap. They'll definitely sell some dope to black people, right? And even if they think they're not selling it to black people, the Caucasian or Asian or East Indian man that they're selling the dope to is going to turn around and sell it to some black people, right?
You hate black people. You hate black people, bro. You hate black people, man. Yes, it does mean you hate black people. Because listen, if you love black people, listen, you're a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. But listen,
And that's another thing. Like, to love your brother is to tell him not to smoke no crack, tell him not to sell no dope, right? When you join another God, you hate what that God hates. And the Muslim God, Muslim people, the Arabs, they hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Look at how they deal with you inside your own community. When you go into them corner stores and you try to purchase something, they're watching you. You had no intentions of stealing, but they're watching like you came to steal. When they're selling the dope out of the corner store, their sons are selling you dope and unaliving people at random in your neighborhood. Right? And not, let's not forget, like, the NOI has a dark history of unaliving their own brother, Malcolm X, right? That would never fly in the ISUPK. No brother is allowed to put a hand on another brother in the ISUPK.
Whether you would or you wouldn't. I don't care if you would or you wouldn't. I don't care if you would or you wouldn't. I don't want nobody saying it to you.
Right.
You know why? You know why? Because I care about black people. And you do not. And you do not. See, that's what Islam is about. That's what it's about. You understand? It's about that. Islam ain't about the Quran anymore. It's about just being violent because you grew up in this religion, man. You understand? You want to talk about us? Do you really want?
Right, and these men in front of the camp were trying to be violent to the men with Commandant General Yahanna, right? And because Commandant General Yahanna has trained these men to be extreme on discipline and show these brothers mercy when warranted, of course, right? We are not Christians. You're not just going to come up and put hands on us and think that that's going to fly, right? A lot of brothers in this school have learned, or throughout the schools of the I.S.U.P.K. have learned the Yakarab, right? They've went through the Hebrew Academy trials and they know how to defend themselves. And listen, do not take a UPK brother for soft. That's where you made a mistake. But listen, I'm gonna keep playing this tape. This is an excellent tape, man. I'm telling you. This tape is a classic. I've watched this tape a bunch of times, and being that this is the first episode of the review, I decided we're going to start with this one. There's a couple other tapes that I'm going to review shortly, and we're going to go into it, but this is an excellent tape, right? You want to know how to show a brother love, you want to know how to battle on them street corners, go watch them old Commanding General Yahanna tapes, especially General Mahayaman. General Mahayaman has some excellent tapes.
Do you really want to go? I ain't no religion. I believe all religions are lies. Say again? This is why. I'm going to tell you why.
Right, and what Commanding General Yahanna, listen, we don't do religion, right? Being an Israelite is our culture. It's the culture that the oppressor wiped out from us, right, and made us forget during this captivity. This is a cruel captivity, right? The Most High is making brothers, or allowing brothers to remember who they are. Brothers are waking up every day, right? Waking up every day and ringing off the lines of the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K, right? Asking questions, getting down in them classes, them online classes. We got online classes from Monday to Friday. They're getting down in them online classes, asking questions and getting woken up, because the Christian pastor has done a horrible job, has destroyed black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? That Christian church is responsible for why a lot of brothers and sisters have been abused, right? Listen, no one's committing more adultery than the pastor. The pastor is trying to have them solo sessions with your wife, Salakia. Again, that does not happen in the I.S.U.P.K. Right? I don't know about them other Israelite groups that we are not affiliated with, but in the I.S.U.P.K, this is a place of love. The I.S.U.P.K is like a little slice of heaven. You want to know what heaven's going to be like, right? You just go sit in an I.S.U.P.K class. Let's get back to this tape.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody came in your hood, right, and somebody took a gun and hurt one of your brothers, wouldn't you want to stop that person from hurting more of your brothers? Right or wrong? Or Okay, well, can I answer? Let me answer. Can I answer? Or can I answer? Or can I answer? Now, I'm not saying it like that. I'm totally being hypothetical. You see why they gonna make this step off?
Right, they don't know how to battle.
And you will know right now it's gonna make you more mad. You ready for me? You ready for me? Okay. The reason why I come against Islam is this, because all over this country, wherever I go, and I've been all over this country, everywhere I go, it is a ghetto in every city. And in that ghetto, in every city, is drugs being sold. In every one of them cities. And here's the part.
And you can see it, like these brothers do not know how to battle. The only thing they can say is F y'all. Like, damn, like where's all that knowledge that's in the Quran? They say the, like, you talk to a Muslim, they say the Bible was what's that word? It has contradictions, right? They make it seem like the Quran has all this knowledge. Well, where's all the vast knowledge? All you can say is F y'all? Damn, that's crazy.
That whether you believe it or not, accept it or not, check it out for yourself. The majority of the brothers that selling them drugs are Muslims, man. I know you don't believe me, brother. I know you don't believe me. I know you don't believe me, brother. I know you don't believe me. And guess what? And here's the thing you don't understand, brother. Here's the thing you don't understand. Let me tell you something you don't understand. I love my brothers that follow Islam more than they love themselves. You know why? Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men. Guess what? I'm going to say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't going, like your boy said, it ain't going to happen.
And that's heavy. Like, listen, if someone's selling drugs in your neighborhood, you got to speak up. Right? Nobody wants our... Okay, the same way people will speak on the Sexy Reds and talk about stop the violence, well, who's speaking on the drug dealers? Who's speaking on the brothers who are selling drugs? Like, a lot of brothers believe they gotta sell drugs to feed their family. You heard it in the Juicy song where he said, this is to the people who called the cops on me when I was selling drugs trying to feed his daughter. As if selling drugs is the only way you can feed your daughter. As if you can't go get a job or something like that. Listen, go get a case of water and go sell some water in the streets if you have to. But don't sell no drugs to your people. Drugs destroy us. Drugs are the reason why it's 2024 and you got a bunch of little wild brothers and sisters who, listen, they're like a bull caught in a net, right? They're just going crazy in these streets. It's because of drugs. It's because of dopes. It's because of the dope. Listen, their fathers, their uncles, their mothers were on dope, weren't in their life, and now they're popping the Percocets and the pills and sipping that lean and going crazy in the streets and doing the same thing. Right? Drugs is a horrible plague for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying nothing. I'm not going to do it. You know why? You know why? You know why? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy.
Damn right. Damn right.
I know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know what?
And that's brotherhood. Like, you want to find out what brotherhood is? That's what Commander General Yahanna said right there. One second. I got to pull that back real quick. Right? Because that was excellent. That was excellent. Let me pull this back.
Even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why?
Ooh wee, and that's that famous part right there that I was talking about. Listen, you heard that in a lot of camp tapes, right? And it gets even better. But Commander General Yahanna is on point with this one, right? He's letting them know, even though I don't know you, I don't want to see nobody sell you dope. I don't want to see nobody get you hooked on drugs or whatever the dope is, whatever the drug of choice is, right? We should not want to see black, Hispanics, and Native Americans on dope. Listen, some of these sisters in the world will talk about they hate when black men go to jail, but they'll take that money that they're spending, that they getting from the dope, go buy a bag or something. They'll go on that expensive date with that drug dealer, right? But they're going to hate when he goes to jail. They're going to be angry when he's in jail. They don't like when brothers are in jail, right? As a people, we should not want to see our brothers in dope, selling dope. And we should not, listen, if we know a brother who's selling dope to our people, we got to speak up about it, right? Now, I get it. Some of y'all are weak and don't know how to speak up about it, so the I.S.U.P.K is going to. Commander General Yahanna sent us out here to speak against the drug dealers in our communities.
Because I never saw you before, but you a black man like me.
That's right.
And it's worth something.
Right.
Guess what?
Damn right.
Now you travel with me and tell me if I'm lying across this country.
That's heavy. Damn right. Even though I don't know you, you're a black man. And look, you can see brothers and sisters, like, they're standing around, because seeing black men stand up, and this is something I seen at camp, right? Seeing black men stand up and speak the truth and chastise a brother for selling dope, right? It's like, it's unheard of, right? And it's amazing to see. It's a glorious thing to see. There was a time, right? Listen, I'll tell you, this is a tape I'm going to review, right? And it's the time I got a boot kiss in Canada, right? The time I got a boot kiss in Canada is a tape that I'm going to review. I've watched General Salakia, not General Katham, Salakia. I watched General Kabalamoth, right, use his words to make an oppressor bow down. And I said, that was powerful. That was heavy. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I called it UPK signing day. I got a boot kiss. I've been rocking ever since. Right, Lord allow, I never drop my sword, and I pass in this school, or Christ comes, right, and I get a new body. But Lord allow, I'm here till the last breath in my lungs. Right, let me keep playing this, because that was heavy. I'm gonna pull that part back again.
It's worth something. Guess what? Now you travel with me and tell me if I'm lying across this country. You already ready for me. You just gonna get angry, dog. You just gonna be mad. I'm telling you, you ain't ready to deal with me, man. You don't want to go here with me, man. Let me tell you something, man. You said something. Listen, you said something heavier earlier, dog. You said something.
Wait, are you even watching this? These two, the brother in the black and white stripes and the one with the kufi beside him, they're smoking weed. They're passing weed back and forth. This is to let you know, being a Muslim ain't shit. Salakia. Like, you want to be a black Muslim, you ain't shit. And real Muslims don't even look at you like a real Muslim. Like, Salakia, just look at it. They're supposed to be Muslims, but they're smoking and passing the weed back and forth. Right? In the I.S.U.P.K, you can't be in here and smoke weed. That's it. You cannot be in here and smoke weed. But these brothers, they're smoking that weed. Right? So I'm going to let this play out. Right? I'm trying to make these tapes short and not too long, but I'm going to let this play out. If we got shorter tapes, it will be a little shorter. But again, this is a good tape. This is my first one that we're doing. So as we continue, we're going to get a little better at it, and we'll try to get it down to about 10 to 15 minutes, right? But this is excellent. You could clip it up, make shorts of it, share it to all your social media. Definitely leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a comment, right?
Can I just tell you something? Earlier you said, you speaking against the religion that I done been in my whole life. You remember when you said that earlier? I was listening to everything you said. And let me tell you something, Let me tell you something.
I want to know what they are.
And I pray you can get this. The religions and the way of life that all of us been in.
That's my, I think that might be my last pause I do, right? The sister says she wants to know what they are. She was intrigued, right? Listen, we are the Israelites. A lot of times we be walking through the streets, we got these headpieces on. Shout out to Shapat Thayak from DC. Got this fly headpiece on, right? I got this war scarf from the sister Barak Wana. The shirt I Survived the Street from Kawan, right? Listen, the UPK gear is fly. And as we walk down the streets, everybody wants to know what we are. Right? For damn sure, we're not no Christians and we ain't no Muslims. That's for damn sure.
From our baby on up is why we in the ghetto destroyed. And we got to at least look at it and say, could I be wrong? Though I've been a Muslim my whole life, I told you before, I was a Christian my whole life. Christian from a baby. And I said, man, could I be wrong after all this? This is, I'm going to answer, but brother, can I answer him? Can I answer him? Can I answer him and I'll come back? I'll give it to you. I'll come back. So all I'm saying is this. I ain't telling you to believe me. I'm not telling you that. All I say is this. All I say is this. Before you drop that clip in that 9, and take that safety off, just prove me wrong. That's all. I can handle it. Listen, I can handle the bullet. I can handle the bullet.
Damn right.
So all I ask before you, all I ask.
Listen, that's heavy because, listen, they to prove the ISUPK wrong is an impossible task. Right? Like you know how they told John Wick if he wants to leave the organization of assassins, they gave him an impossible mission. Right? This is a mission John Wick would never be able to do. You cannot prove the ISUPK wrong because it's of the Lord. It's of the Most High. The Most High is the reason there's an ISUPK. Right? The Most High is the reason blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are waking up to the fact that we are Israelites and the oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Right? And before you try to do something on them streets, just think about it. Could you be wrong about your thought process? Right? Let's get back into this. Couple more minutes and then it will be over.
Is that you prove me wrong first?
What you see is this young black man right here.
What I see.
Hold up.
What now listen, you ain't even let me answer your question.
Hold up, I'm gonna stop.
Come on with it.
I want to get back.
Come on with it.
Let me let him talk.
Yeah, I do like to be heard because what I'm saying is important.
That's right.
What I'm saying is important. And let me tell you why it's important.
Damn right.
Let me tell you why it's important.
Damn right.
You see all these brothers back here? You see all these brothers back here? And we was all criminals, man. We was all in that evil world, brother. We was all in it. And guess what? One thing about a black man, no black man want to get played. No black man want to get played. And black men, we getting played to turn against.
And that's a heavy point, another heavy point. I know I said my last pause was going to be my last pause, but I forgot about this point, right? Black men, Hispanic men, Native American men, we've been getting played by politicians and all these religions and the so-called community leaders for a long time. Listen, there's a tape that's not a camp tape that I'm going to review, and it was the chiefs, the heads of these native tribes in 2023 or 2022 if I'm not mistaken, right? There was a day called Reconciliation Day in Canada where the Canadian government is trying to reconcile for the atrocities and the murder or the unalivings and the brutalization of Native American people who we call the tribe of Gad in Canada, right? They were trying to reconcile. Justin Trudeau never showed up. And somebody who's in power or somebody who was designated as a chief or a speaker for Native American people put a headdress on the Pope. And it was totally disgusting, right? I was angry when I seen that. That's to let you know, whoever our leaders are outside of the ISUPK, they're doing a horrible job.
Brother, listen. Hey, let me tell you one more thing. Let me tell you one more thing. Black man, love is more than a word. Love is more than a word, man. Love is more than I'm your boy. My kid. Now, I don't expect king, but my king taught me this. My king taught me, I know you don't, and that's fine, but I'm going to just tell you what my king said. When my king walked the earth and ruled over me, he said this: no greater love does a man have than if he lay down his life for his neighbor.
That's right.
Something, man. Let me tell you, brother, something.
That's right. That's heavy.
And you like to kill us. But guess what? You know what? Listen, some brothers look like
my brothers go to camp knowing there's a possibility something might happen and we might not make it back to our family. Right? It's all good. The Lord will bring us back. We ain't afraid of death. We're no cowards over here. Right? We bring our swords back wet. Right? But we also understand that, listen, there's a strong possibility we might not make it home. Right? A lot of our ribs argue with us. Well, I ain't gonna say they argue with us, right? But listen, battle is not for a woman. Battle is not a woman's place. Some of them don't understand, but they don't say nothing too much, right? They make sure the food is cooked when we get back home, have a nice hot meal for us, have some strong. Listen, shout out to the strong, man. The strong. Salakia. We'll take a sip for that. Some good Canadian whiskey, right? They got that strong waiting for us when we come back from our battles, right? We give our lives for our brothers. We're willing to trade our lives for our brothers and sisters so they can wake up and get up out of hell. Listen, have you ever wondered if hell froze? You just got to go to Canada. Just go to Canada during the winter season and you'll see that hell is frozen.
Maybe not you, brother. But let me tell you something. We come out on this corner, brother, to lay our life on the line for you warriors, man. So that you don't have to die like the rest of our people is dying every day in this cesspool called America.
This place is an illusion now. It used to be an empire. It's an illusion now. What happened in Egypt, right up until the flood, is happening in America, and the flood is coming next.
Make sure, right? So again, listen. Again, these tapes that we watch, when we watch these camp tapes, they will ignite a brother's ignition again, right? Like, brothers in the world are like car batteries. You don't use them for a long time, they die. The brothers, they have a dead spirit. Them camp tapes will reignite your spirit, right? The experience of camp is something that, it's something it's something that, Salaki, I'm going to say this the best way, right? Going to camp is something that reignites your spirit. It'll wake you up, right? Watching a camp tape, now again, the men in these videos are trained, Don't just think you can go and get a speaker and go stand on the corner. What you got to do is you got to put on all black and shut the hell up. Ask all your questions. Take down the answers. Write them in a book. Study, and watch the men above you. And do your 90 days. Get a name. Put in some more work, lots of work. Pass an officer's test, and then pick up that mic and go to camp if your camp leader allows you to. Right? And listen, the experience is, again, it's a wonderful experience. So I'm going to leave it at that. Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja. Shalom.